Hi there guys, welcome back to yet another video on the Retrobrown channel. We're on day 6 I think now of the month of Retrobrown, and today we're doing a video with just Marill as our only solo Pokemon for this run. Now let's talk about Marill. It's awful. I can't say any two words about it. It is actually an awful Pokemon. It's a pure water type Pokemon. It gets the fairy typing in later generations, which makes it more viable. Azumarill, of course, is a fan favourite for likes of VGC and such, but Marill itself, pretty terrible. I mean, look at that base stat total. 250, awful stats in attack and special attacks, very more defensively minded. And we don't start off with the greatest moveset in the world. We start off with Defense Curl, which will work well when we get to roll out at level 15. But until then, we've only got really Tackle and Tail Whip to help us out. Now that defensive bulk is definitely going to be it's definitely going to help us out, but we just hit so badly that I don't even know whether having that bulk is worth it really, but we'll see. I mean, I've set up quite a lot of Tail Whips here against the Chikorita, and this is how much damage we're doing. This is how bad Marill actually is. Now you might be thinking, I'm really trashing hard on Marill as it is. It does have some redeeming qualities, like it is a water type Pokemon, which means that customarily it does get access to a few ice type moves, which will be very helpful in that later game. We are going to go with Jubbles for the rival again today, one of our most prominent members on the channel. But yeah, we do get an alright array of moves. We do get Ice Punch, we get Icy Wind, Blizzard, Surf, Waterfall, Bubble Beam, Double Edge, Rollout. This actually might be another run where we take Rollout all the way to the post game. And at level 9 we can't even take out this Spearow from Birdkeeper Abe. And we are struggling in Violet City because of the fact that any other trainers that we could go against have got Bellsprouts, which we're weak to because they're grass Pokemon. At level 10 we get Water Gun, which actually gives us a bit more insurance. And with that we can actually get past Birdkeeper Abe and move on to Falconer. So Falconer, he has a Pidgey at level 7 and he's got a Pidgeotto at level 9. We're level 11 going into this attempt, and it's still taking quite a lot of Water Guns just to take down the level 7 Pidgey. So when it comes to Pidgeotto, he's doing big damage with Gust, and we just can't keep up. We just can't keep up. We only got him to half HP, so we need to level up more. We can't learn any other moves until level 15 where we get Rollout, but I don't want to be that high level just to take on Falconer. So we're going to start off by using a few defense curls that might help us against the likes of Tackle and Gust. Give us a few more turns to actually get a few water guns in. But with using defense curl, it also gives them opportunities to attack and do damage. So hopefully Gust is now only doing 3 HP. And that means we can now use Tail Whip. We can get its defense lowered a bit. And maybe Tackle will start doing a bit more than water gun. It does with a critical hit. And that critical hit definitely mattered because we have 10 HP left. So that's Falconer done, and it's already off to quite a slow start really. Next big challenge of course is going to be the rival in Azalea Town. He has a Bayleaf at this point, which is not good for our typing. We do have decent special defensive bulk, but with base 50 it's still not going to be really enough. Our highest base stat is 70 on the HP, and again that's still not great. It's really not that great. We have now learned Rollout, which will be very helpful, but with that, we only just managed to tank the Razor Leaf and get through to the Zubat. But because we are paralysed, we can't do enough damage, the Zubat still takes us out. But it's not completely impossible at this level. If we don't get paralysed, we actually have a good chance, but because the Ghastly takes a little while to take out, it gets enough chances to get a lick in, which has a chance to paralyse. If we can get through all of those, even the Hypnosis and such, and set up on Rollout, we might have a chance to get through quite comfortably. So we finally take out the Ghastly with 2 Rollouts. Third Rollout hits the Bayleaf, and we outspeed for the 4th hit. It means we've got the 5th hit to now do big damage on the Zubat. At level 18, yes, level 18, we take out the rival with Marill. And we haven't even gone against Bugsy yet. Bugsy shouldn't be too bad. We've got Rollout, which is super effective against bug-type moves. So that's what we're going to use for this. And this, of course, is also the one more combo with Defense Curl Rollout. That means that your rollout does more damage once you've used Defense Curl. Once we start rollouting, this should be quite an easy sweep. Kakuna won't take much damage. Deal much damage. And Cypher now is quad weak to rock, so it's an easy win in the end. So Bugsy didn't turn out to be too bad. Next gym, however, is going to be a bit of a slog. But one good thing about Goldenrod is you have the department store, so from here you can actually buy the TM for Ice Punch, which will be very helpful on this run. We haven't gone there yet. We've learned Bubble Beam, we've learned Headbutt from Ilex Forest. And we're going to do the same. We're going to set up our defenses, so we don't want to take much damage from the rollout. And of course the Clefairy gets a 5-hit a 5-hit double slap. We don't even get past the Clefairy on this attempt, and this is going to be a reset. So we need to get better luck with this. Otherwise, I don't think it's very possible. We'll set up our defense curls. She's learnt defense curl as well by using Mimic. And we miss a stun spore as well from the metronome. Now we can start our rollouts. We missed the second rollout, so we need to set up all over again. And she gets another 5-hit double slap. What is with this Clefairy and not using only hitting twice with a double slap? It's in the bloody name. But once we get through to the Miltank with a few rollouts set up, Miltank goes down, not too much problem. Of course, Whitney has her little cry, and then gives us our playing badge. And we'll also learn the move Attract as a TM. That might be helpful later in the run. I mean, you would have thought so. It definitely will be, because we are a female type Marill. So, moving on to Morty, we have now picked up Surf because of the Kimono Girls, and annoyingly we get cursed. That means that we're now against the clock, we're asleep. This is definitely a loss. As soon as you get put to sleep and cursed, yeah, it's not really good. I actually decided to go out my way this time and go against the rival in Burnt Tower. Now, I don't usually do this fight on many of my runs because it's an optional battle. And straight away we get paralysed by the Haunter. Of course we get paralysed. This is Gen 2 after all. And we take it down without too much of a problem. Next up is the Magnemite, and this is where I start realising where I'm going to have some problems later on when it comes to the likes of Jasmine. Because she's got 2 Magnemites, much more powerful than mine. Well, than the rivals here. And yeah, there's no way we're going to win that. So instead of even going back to Morty and trying to attempt again, we're going to go all the way to Olivine and get even more levels up. We've already beaten pretty much every trainer that we can at this point, but there was more in the Lighthouse that were worth going against. Of course, we get put to sleep by the Noctowl. I would really love if someone went through this video and totaled up the amount of times that we got a status effect inflicted on us. Because it's going to be a ridiculously high number, I think. But once we've done all our training, we can move back to Morty, and we can see how we do. We have lost some time because we've had to go to Olivine and train, but it's given us enough experience to get to level 35, and we're now doing amazing damage on the ghosts. We do get cursed here, and then mean luck, so we actually can't even switch even if we were going to. We can tank 2 curses against this Gengar, and then, of course, we get put to sleep. For God's sake, what is with status effects? Hypnosis has got awful accuracy. Why does it keep hitting me? Right, let's try this again. It's definitely possible at this level, but we just need to get better luck, I think. Thankfully, the Haunter doesn't go for Curse, it goes for Nightshade. So we're not even cursed and we're at the Gengar. It misses its Hypnosis, mixes it twice, misses it 3 times, and we take it out. Okay, this is looking good. We could learn Rain Dance if we wanted to, but right now I don't think it's worth it. So, actually, should we get? Yeah, we'll have Rain Dance. It'll boost our Water type moves, and 2 more Surfs will take it down, and we take the win. It might have been worth keeping Headbutt for now, but either way, I'd rather keep the stab damage on the Water type moves. So with that, we can now move on to Chuck's gym, and of course, before we even get to Chuck, we've got the Black Belt Brothers Yoshi here. And he is very annoying because you have to win this fight, and then straight away you get thrown into another battle against the Hitmonchan. And here we just waste too much time. This is very bad strategy on my part. The Hitmonlee hits hard. We are not the best Pokemon. We really need to get some levels up if we're even going to attempt all of this. And I actually give up, and I teach one of my favourite strategies in Gen 2, the Swagger Strats. Yeah, Swagger Strats helps us out. And that leads us on to the Hitmonchan straight immediately after. Which, yeah, you know, I actually did lose it and I had to go back and face him again. It leads us on to Chuck though, because this is the most important battle in this gym. Now, Swagger is still the best strategy to go for here. Raises their attack, of course, but it confuses them, so their confusion damage does way more. And basically what we're hoping for is they hit themselves in the confusion after we've used a few Swaggers. And then, of course, we get Dynamic Punch hit. It's a 50% accurate move, and it still hits us every single time. I hate Dynamic Punch. We are not looking good for this attempt. We keep getting hit by Dynamic Punch. I think that's 3 times we got hit. 4 times in one... 4 times in one hit, in one match. That's a 7.5% chance of happening. Oh my god. Breathe, Brown. You're only a few days into the month of Retrobrown. You can do this. So, we actually get better luck this time around. We haven't been hit by the Primeape. We can hit a defense curl, and then we can start our rollouts. That's the strategy. Swagger, defense curl, rollout. That's how we get through this. And of course, another Dynamic Punch. I hate this Poliwrath with all of my soul. So instead of Swagger, we went for Retract strats. Oh, I hate it when I have to go to cheesy strategies like this, but viable move. It's not one of my banned moves, so we can do this strategy. This is where I was thinking it might have been worth keeping Headbutt, and I'm annoyed that I got rid of it for Rain Dance. So that was, to be fair, I would say mistake 1 in this run. Attract is a very good move. It's very broken as well, but nowhere near as broken as Double Team strats. And we managed to take out the Primeape with a few rollouts. After that, there's enough accumulation. He misses his Hypnosis, and we finally take the win with a Surf. But that took so much time to figure out which was the right moveset, how many attempts it took. Let's continue being a masochist and go against Jasmine, because this is going to hurt. So, Magnemites are super effective, and they are... Magnemites don't have a gender, so Attract is a useless move against them. So we had to... I reset and I went all the way back to when I had Swagger. So I haven't actually... In this playthrough you're seeing right now, I saved just before Chuck when I used the Attract strategies. And then I went straight back to Olivine. So I didn't actually save when I had Attract on my moveset. So managed to get through the Chuck battle, and we now have Swagger back on our moveset. So, as long as we can keep it confused, we can use Surf, which is super effective. It just doesn't do very much because Steelix has got insane defenses. We can then use Swagger, Surf. Ooh, finally takes it down. So that just leaves Price as the gym leader left to go. And I'm surprised we managed to do it before level 40 with a Marill. That is honestly very surprising. But we've also picked up the TM for Iron Tail. We watch Lance Hyper Beam a random guy. And we go and take on the Rockets. So, these Rockets are not a problem whatsoever. They never will be in one of these solo runs, because usually with the level curve, you are probably a good 10 levels above them at the least. I mean, look at us, we're level 43 going against level 23 Arbok. This is not going to be a problem whatsoever, even for a Marill. So, you might be thinking, I've spoke earlier in the video about the Ice-type moves that we can learn on our roster. You might be wondering why I've not gone and taught them yet. Surf, we get the same type attack bonus. Rollout is very useful against flying types, which there will be some coming up in the future, especially the Elite Four. Defense Curl adds to the rollout, and then Swagger is just more of a utility move. So, for right now, this is probably one of the better movesets to go with, but we do have Ice Punch that we could learn. We could learn Iron Tail. It's just not... We don't need it yet. We'll probably get it for Claire. And that leads us on to Price. Price is pretty much a water-type trainer, apart from his Piloswine. And we don't really have the best matchup against him, so we're going to go for the rollout strats and see if we can just sweep his team. This is why rollout is such a good move to have in Gen 2. We managed to get through the first 2 Pokemon, and we got a 5th turn rollout to hit the Piloswine hard, and it goes down. Level 46, and we have just beaten Price, so this is one of the higher levels we've had to beat Price, even before we finish off the Rocket side quest. And this is going to be a tough rival fight as well. 1 Marill against 5 Pokemon. First up, of course, is the Golbat, and we don't have an Ice-type move, so we're going to have to go for the Swagger Strats. Wing Attack does big damage now that we have increased its attack by 2 stages, but then he hits himself with Confusion, we can get a second rollout, so that's going into the second Pokemon with a 3rd turn rollout. Rollout doesn't do very much against the Magnemite, and we get Paralysed, but we've now got 4th turn done, 5th turn on the Meganium, and he goes for Reflect, which means that he tanks it and uses Razor Leaf. Again, Paralysis was our downfall, it means our speed was lower. Seriously, someone give me a count of how many times we've had a status effect in this video. This is getting beyond stupid now. So, Golbat, it's been swaggered. We've got Defense Curl up. It hits with a Wing Attack, and Rollout does big damage, so we're onto this 3rd turn rollout going into the next Pokemon. I don't think we're going to be able to take it out in one. Oh, we do this time. We are level 58 now, though. And a 4th turn rollout takes out Meganium. Haunter as well will go down to the last rollout, and that's just 1 more Pokemon left for Marill to take care of. We're going to go with Surf with the same type of attack bonus, and it's going to take 2 to take it out. Well, we had to be level 58 to do this, guys. That's worrying. We've lost so much time via having to level up that it's starting not to be funny. Thankfully, at the end of the Rocket side quest, we do have an easy matchup, though, with Marill. Considering we're against a Houndour, a Coffin, and a Houndoom, 2 of which are very weak to Water-type moves. And it becomes very easy sweep. Just surf your way through and lap up the experience at level 61, guys. Level 61. We're not even over at Claire yet, and we're at level 61. This is how bad Marill is. We should have a good matchup against Claire, though, if we use Ice-type moves. We could learn Return as well if we really wanted to. But let's see how we do in this fight. So we've got rid of Swagger for Ice Punch. And of course we get Paralysed. Again, Paralysis. I'm getting sick of this now. Second Dragonair is out, and it goes for Thunderbolt. Of course it goes for Thunderbolt. This is not an enjoyable run. Marill is not fun to use. Oh. Do you remember the rumour that Marill was actually like a Pikachu evolution? It was named Pika Blue back before Marill was ever fully introduced. If anyone remembers that rumour, let me know, because even I believed that back in the day, that there was going to be one called Pika Blue. You know, them schoolyard rumours that go around. So when it comes to the attempt we win against Claire, we actually had to go up to level 73 to actually deal enough damage out. So when it came to the Kingdra, she doesn't actually have a great answer for us, so we set up Defense Curls and go with Rollout. It's the best moves we could have used for it. But yeah, Claire was an absolute chore. It took us so long to get past her. And that leads us on to the Elite Four, really. But before that, we of course need to go and pick up the random Dragon Fang, just to get our 8th badge, and then head on to Victory Road. Now, Victory Road, considering we've had to do such a big level increase to get past Claire, this should be an easier fight. We do have Ice Punch now as well, which will take care of the Meganium. We still don't have a good answer for the Sneasel, so we're going to go with Rollout. It is super effective, but to take it out. Next up is going to be the Magneton. We've got a 3rd turn Rollout. It's not enough to take it out even with a critical. We get Paralysed. Of course we get Paralysed. And that brings us on to Meganium. With a 4 turn Rollout, takes it out. We are now onto the Golbat. 5th turn Rollout. Oh no, we must have been done. We get confused. We're para-confused now. And we hit ourselves with Confusion. We hit the Ice Punch finally. And it still doesn't take him out even though we're nearly twice its level. That just leaves 2 Pokemon left. We have Haunter. And we have Kadabra. Surf does big damage and gets the one hit KO. Kadabra as well. Surf is more than enough to deal with it. We're level 76. And we haven't even gone against Will yet. This is like Tyrogue level bad. Let's see how we do against Will. So, Xatu is first, and we have Ice Punch to deal with the flying type. It's still not enough to one-shot it at level 76. Yeah, that's apparently. And then we get a freeze against Executor, which is perfect because it's a grass type. Next up is the Jinx, which is weak to rock. And we start setting up our rollout. It's a third turn rollout for the Slowbro. And it does around about half damage. Fourth turn takes it out. One more Pokemon left, and the fifth turn rollout misses. Of course it misses. I feel like I got the absolute worst luck with this Marill in this run. Absolute worst luck. To be that level and to miss so many times and get so many status effects is so annoying. Oh, wow. I really am not looking forward to the Azumarill run if that ever comes up anytime soon. Moving on to Koga. Of course, Ice type is pretty good against bugs, but it's still going to be quite a struggle. Venomoth does go down quite easily, and of course Fortress protects itself. So we're going to go for Ice Punch and hope for the freeze. Can we get the freeze? Please freeze. Just do it, Marill. For once in your life, listen to me. Ugh, oh well. Muck is out next, and Surf does big damage. It's going to take 3 Surfs to take it out, even though we're nearly twice its level. And last up is Crobat, where we're going to go for Ice Punch. It uses Double Team, which is not fair because I can't use it, and we've ran out of Ice Punches. He then goes for full restart, and we miss a rollout. We've got to rely on rollout here, even though it's not got the greatest accuracy. So we're going to go for Surf, but it's not enough to take it out, and we take the loss. This run is so tedious. I hope you guys are enjoying the month of Retrobrown so far. I've been enjoying some of the videos. This one, definitely not a fan favourite of mine. When it comes to the Fortress, whenever you try and set up rollout on the Fortress, it decides it wants to use Protect. So it cancels your rollout out and you have to start again. Of course, Muck is probably the least, the lowest threat that we have. But then we have that Crobat. We're not paralysed this time. It's Toxic does, but we've got enough rollouts in. And we miss, of course. We're poisoned. Oh, for God's sake, stop doing this to us. Please crit it. No, another loss. I really don't enjoy using Marill. Really don't enjoy it. 3 times the charm on Koga. So, of course Fortress protects, so we're going to go for Surf. Surf actually does more damage and more reliable damage, so probably should have been using that more times than not. Muck, of course, we're going to take 3 Surfs to take it down. It goes for an Acid Armor, and we don't get poisoned. That's perfect. We're on a good amount of HP for this Crobat. Can we get a freeze? We don't, but we managed to hit the second Ice Punch. Okay. Koga's done. We can move on. Finally. And next up is Bruno. So, Bruno should not be too much of a problem. Surf should be a powerful move to take out pretty much all of his Pokemon. Rollout will definitely not be the move to use here. The most annoying thing is that Hitmontop uses Dig, but it gives us a chance to use Defense Curl and get our defense up a tiny bit. Thunder Punch is not a good move to use on us, even though the bulk managed to tank it. Hitmonlee, it's going to go down after 2 Surfs. And that'll then bring out the Machamp. Cross Chop will do big damage if it hits us. Yeah, a lot of damage, and we're not going to take it out. Yeah. Oh, man. Come on. I don't want to have to level up to get past these anymore. You know, we're going to set up all of our defense curls. He is a physical attacker. That should really help us out, especially if that cross chop comes. So we've got full defense curls set up. Hitmonchan comes out next, and it's going to be a 2-hit like it was last time. We do not get paralyzed, which is perfect. Hitmonlee's out next. crit would be very invited around about now, I'll tell you that. So next up is the Machamp, the run ender last time. It's going to take 3 hits, and Cross Chop is now doing barely any damage, so we don't have to worry whatsoever. He goes for a max potion, of course he goes for a max potion. So we're going to go for Surf again. It's still going to take 2 hits to take him out. And we're finally on to Bruno's last Pokemon, which is the Onix. Ice Punch is a one-shot, and we take the win. That leaves us on to Karen. Oh, please don't be a Karen about this. So, we don't really have a great answer for any of the Pokemon apart from Houndoom and the Vileplume. Oh, and the Murkrow with Ice Punch. We just got to get past that Umbreon without taking too many detriments to our stats. Vileplume is next, and Ice Punch should do big damage, but then we get Stun Spore, and Petal Dance does good damage. Okay, we're looking alright. Looking alright. Surf will do big damage against this Gengar when we can actually hit it. It's not enough to take it out in one though. Okay, so we've got half HP to go against the Murkrow. Ice Punch should do good damage. And it's a one-shot. Perfect, that's what we need. We need this win. Give me a crit on the Surf. Crunch. Oh, we missed. Come on. No. No. Why? Marill. I will be happy when this run is over. We've taken a lot of damage from that Umbreon this time round as well. Please do not use Stun Spore. We get a critical hit. We are not paralysed going into the Gengars. We've been cursed. I want this run to be over. Okay. Surf at Houndoom. I can't believe we're 30 levels above it and we can't one-shot it with a Surf. Oh, come on. We're going to lose again here. Thank you. It was a damage range. That was close. Let's move on to the champion. With Ice Punch, we should have a good chance, but I'm still not very confident of this. Biggest threat is going to be that Gyarados to start off with because we don't have a super effective move apart from Rollout. So we actually are going to try it. Let's Rollout. It's going to take 3 hits, and that brings us on to the Dragonite. We actually outspeed, and a 4-turn Rollout takes out that Dragonite. Can we do the same with the next one? It's both his level 47s taken out. Okay, so we're on to his last 3 Pokemon. Ice is 4 times effective against Dragonite, so an Ice Punch is more than enough to take it down. Aerodactyl's next. Come on, Ice Punch, work your magic. It's going to take 2 hits. Hyper Beam. We're on half HP for this Charizard. We've got the type advantage, but that doesn't mean we're going to win. But Surf gets a critical hit. So out of all of the Elite Four members, we get a first-time victory against Lance. Yeah, work that out, guys. Oh, I'm so glad we're at the end of the Elite Four. Let's see what time we got for Marill, because we know that level is garbage. Level 78 to beat the Elite Four. 6 hours 16 in-game minutes. This is a bad run. This is easily a bad run. But of course we're in Johto, so that means we're not at the end of the game. We now have the post-game to contend with. And that includes the likes of Red, Blue, and all of their gym leaders. I don't think the gym leaders will be too much of a problem, but Red and Blue definitely will be a bit of a problem. So we need to really think about how we're going to go do this. Anyway, let's get started on the post-game. So first up we have Blue. Blue's got a very varied team, which means we'll have to figure out how to go about this. We do still have Ice Punch. To be fair, we do still have that same moveset. But because we struggled so much in Kanto, we actually had to beat level 95 to even have a chance against him. The Executor is very strong, and it goes for Sunny Day, which is not good. We can Ice Punch it though, so that it's still going to take 2 turns to take it down, but it doesn't get a Solar Beam, which would have been the worst thing. Alakazam is next, and Ice Punch is still a good move to be using. If we can get the freeze, we can actually set up our defense curls. but I don't think we're going to get it on this attempt. He keeps using Recover, which is annoying. So we're going to switch to Surf, which should do more damage. Okay, so we've beaten the Alakazam. Next up is the Gyarados. Okay, so Rollout was how we beat him in the Elite Four. He goes for Hyper Beam, which gives us now a chance to do an extra turn, and he goes for full restore. But third turn Rollout should be more than enough to take him down. Next up, of course, is going to be the Rhydon, which Rollout's not going to be great against. And he goes for an Earthquake. Fifth turn Rollout will take out the Rhydon, but we have now got the Arcanine to contend with. If he goes for Extreme Speed, we will lose, and of course he does. That's a loss. So let's try this again. He's going to start with Pidgeot, and ideal scenario, we want him to get frozen. We're going to set up a few defense curls though, because majority of his Pokemon are physical attackers, especially with the Pidgeot, the Rhydon, the Arcanine. Yeah, we'll get the defense curls up, and then we'll try and sweep from there. Wing Attack does barely any damage now, and we move on to the Executor. If he sets off Sunny Day, not the worst thing in the world, but we do want to be using water moves at some point. Alakazam is next, and we're going to go for Surf. This is the reason why we didn't want Sunny Day up, because that means Surf now will do bigger damage. And we take it down quite comfortably, which leaves us onto the Gyarados, which Rollout is going to take care of. Hydro Pump doesn't do much against us. It's going to take 3 turns of Rollout to take him down, even with him using full restore. And then that leads onto the Rhydon. Oh, he's gone for Arcanine this time. Why did he go for Arcanine instead of Rhydon? That never happened before in any of the other attempts, because I did try this battle a few times and we take him down with a 5th turn Rollout. Go on, Marill. Well done. Yeah, there might be some hope for you yet. Well, Mackin, we're against Red now. Yep, we're going into this at level 97, and of course Pikachu is first when it uses Charm and Thunder. We're not in a great position, guys. We really aren't in a great position if we can't even get past that Pikachu easy. So what did it take to beat Red? Well, for one, being level 100. But number 2, good luck. Yeah, we needed a lot of luck to do this. Even at level 100, we were struggling. We've got a decent amount of HP, but our stats are that bad. Even at this level, we had to resort to Attract. So we've now gone with the moveset Surf, Blizzard, Rest and Attract. Yep, that's what we're doing. I was going to try the Curse Strats, but I've done so many videos in Johto where the Curse Strats have been what we needed to beat them. I appreciate speed too much on a Pokemon to want to try the Curse Strats in this circumstance. As long as we can get the Attract up, we can then use Blizzard to try and take down the Venusaur. Worst thing you can do is get Sunny Day, but we get the Freeze, which is perfect. Next up, of course, is going to be the Espeon. We'll have to switch back to using Surf after we've attracted it. So, once it's attracted, we can use Surf, and it does a big amount of damage, but it's not enough. The worst Pokemon to go against in the entire battle is going to be that Snorlax. Yes, we can attract it, but we are starting to run out of PP. The perfect scenario, we get the Freeze, which we don't. So, what do we do differently? Not really too much. We're just going to have to go with Surf and hope that he's so infatuated that he doesn't attack us or even use Rest. That's what we're hoping for. So we can use Rest, of course. He uses Rest. We're going to have to use Rest ourselves. What can we do differently here? There's not really too much we can do differently. Snore does a lot of damage. There really isn't too much I can do here. It's going to be stalling him out so we can actually hit. Body Slam. If I can PP stall him, this might go our way. Because if he can get rid of Body Slam, then he has to rely on his other moves. Okay, we'll rest and PP stall for a little bit and see how we do. It's not my favourite way of going about a fight, but once he's infatuated, that actually gives us a chance to attack. So this is actually a separate attempt that you're seeing right now where we're against a Snorlax and we had more PP to work with. So, yeah, if we can get that freeze, that puts us in the best position possible. We can rest and just PP stall him. And, yes, there we go, he's infatuated. Please wake up, Marill. Infatuated. Now he's woke up and used Body Slam. And we got paralysed again. Of course we got paralysed. It's Gen 2. Of course we're going to get paralysed. What are we going to do? Please, infatuation, work. Wake up, Marill. Come on. There's no... Yes, we get the freeze finally. Oh no, he's defrosted. Oh my god, this is such a hard fight against the Snorlax. He's down at 1 HP. He's infatuated. Finally, the Snorlax goes down after so long. And the only move we've got to work against this Blastoise is Surf. Oh, come on, we need to rest. Don't worry guys, the video is nearly over. We can stall out this Blastoise using Surf. Then after that, he's only got the Charizard, which, as we know from the Lance fight, goes down to a Surf pretty well. Come on, Marill. If you lose this at this point, I'm going to have to go to double team strategies. We don't want that. No one wants that. Come on, we can win this. Do not get a critical hit. You know, let's rest now and go back up to full HP. He doesn't have any potions he uses on the Blastoise, so it just... Wake up and use Surf. Come on. Come on. Blastoise is down. Last Pokemon. We're nearly there. Flamethrower does decent damage, and Surf is going to be a 2-shot. We've finally done it. Level 100. We finally beat Red. And I'm pausing here because this run took me ages and I was exhausted. The commentary alone on this video is exhausting. The fact that I'm doing a full month of solo runs as well is exhausting. Let's see what we finished on. So the moveset that we had Rest, Attract, Blizzard and Surf. Decent moveset, awful stats. And our special attack was actually our weakest. How did that happen? Last up, of course, is the time. We finished that at 8 hours 33 minutes. A very slow run by my standards. But Marill is an awful Pokemon. I don't think I could have done any better than this. If you think you can do better, please link me your videos and show me. But let's get on with the next wheel spin. I need an easier run this time. Let's see what we get. Next up is Corsola. I wouldn't mind doing a Corsola run. I don't know how good it would be, but it might be a strong contender. Next is Ledian. Considering we've just done the Marill run, I know Ledian is going to be a hard slog. Not prepared for that today. And Furret. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with Furret. I can't remember I've ever used a Furret properly, to be fair. You get it in the early game and that's about it. Yeah, let's go with Furret. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you got to this point, subscribe, you legends, and we'll see you in 2 days for the Furret run. Take care.